definitely has some potential. One was really strong on this map. I think that when everyone's kind of doing this whole fight one site, retake the other site, if you used Clove as the anchor and maybe gave them some like Cypher,
like understand and all the smokes, they can just keep re-upping the
C9
smoke,
start on defense,
causing
and then
NRG
NRG on
to
attack.
to get into these positions a little bit more than they would
No
want
raid
to
boss for this
before they get to the site. And we'll see that already 2 smokes, 1 towards mid from that attack.
Yeah, and I imagine this is just a palmer one way for pretty much the whole game.
Looking to aftershock out the trips as they slide on into B for a first round hit here.
And that's where the combination and the composition
I like
of
NRG's
is
comp.
too good now for these
I'm a fan of this comp on this map. I think the Overwhelm is so strong. I think the Fade, Breach, Neon is a disgusting combo.
4 and 4, a flood back from Boba. Right click classes from Vanity down to 2.
Wow, Vanity got 3.
Finesse now trying to stay alive, half HP. Up in contact,
he killed the guy B main as well.
And Cloud9 get the pistol.
A pistol for Cloud9 to start it off.
We are at 3-2 for pistols. We haven't had a map yet where we've got 1-1 for pistols. It's been 2-0 to 2-0.
With a lot of kills. Team swarms perfectly on that, and a good reaction too, leaving the site open after the trips went down immediately.
I mean, show me the main man. Nice, nice.
Right, so they go for the retake against that, and it's the right choice. I feel like C9 might have trouble as it comes to with the breach, with the fade. I'm really interested to see how they're going to play around all this util energy attacks the site with. Right now, it's to be on the front lines and push out of B with all these pings behind them.
With the plant, they can buy a little bit more into it in terms of NRG. We are so heavy committed with this gun. Vanity, please get out of there. Yeah, at least they can't get the gun yet.
Back towards the middle. No opportunities to split for energy. And no
Oh,
opportunities
they
yet
walk
to get
out,
the
they
plan
get the
down.
guns,
Weapons are
what I
great
was
at
worried
least,
about.
As Moose is hiding inside this smoke. It's up to Ethan and Som. The upgrade was a Bulldog, so they do have firepower. Moose about to get backstabbed. That's another weapon down here for Ethan
6
to pick
HP
up
should be okay because of that. But very fast in B main.
They need to fight together.
Oh yeah, they had to reload.
Coming out.
Nice
Beautiful
easy
pop
time.
flash outside of the closed smoke. And that is
Okay.
going to be Cloud9 in the end.
Yeah.
Playing and converting
I was a
the
bit worried.
anti-eco.
I was a bit
Really
worried, but I like
nicely
it.
played.
Also,
You
it
see
looks like we're
Som
just going to be
holding
seeing
6
double
bullets at that
one-ways the whole
Bulldog,
time
kind
over
of
towards
hesitating,
A main,
waiting
B main, and
to
just
get the
fight
reload
really
on,
early,
and
make
that's
sure they can kind of
exactly
use all their
when you
util.
heard the pop flash out of the smoke.
And I think when you're playing against a breach, you're playing against Fade, it's definitely doable.
The C9 grab 2. Losing a few
Get
members
rid of
though.
the Prowlers, get rid of the
See
flashes.
if they keep these weapons down on Vanity and Moose here so they can get some rifles for the bonus round. It looks like they will. So those 2 classics are going to be buys for Moose and Vanity next round as we have NRG's bonus coming out here. Oh, we get a stinger on Moose.
Yeah, Energy's fly around. Looking for that mid control. And right now for Cloud9, with, remember, the amount of smokes that Ender was talking about, it's not the plan yet here to fight back against that. Just a camera play to look for a trap play towards the long A. So a gamble. That energy, we're going to try to pivot towards the A site to probe the area to see how C9
Yeah,
works
they
on
had,
the defensive side.
they had a nice trap play with the
Energy goes in
camera,
for a
some
split
kind
to
of
B.
medal naze combo,
That's
something
a
like
nice
this.
holding market.
Flash probably.
Along with Som is going to be
Instant
very
reaction
tough
to this
for
is
C9
dog
to
down
make it
middle,
across
clear
that
all the
area.
middle. And Vanity is
Looks like
going
full
fast
spawn.
behind B Minx.
Just
They
gonna be
imagine
Vanity
right now that
trying to
everyone's
get the
stacked over
lurk
towards
kills
B
on
main
the
playing
last
off the plant.
That's a flash that's going to fully blind. One cage comes up. Finesse is trying to
They
keep the players
handled
alive.
this pretty well.
That's a 1-for-1. Oxy
They handled this really well.
with the Spectre to drop both players inside market. Ethan realizing that he has to push
Yeah,
back
dude,
towards
they're
the
even
spawn,
putting the
able
smoke
to get
into
the
it.
headshot onto Rooney. There's a late backstab happening through, but Vanity's
They're
very
so
slow
confident
on
there's
this.
so many people over
All
towards
the
B
players
main.
committed for energy inside the A side. There's
Yeah,
the
they
first
have
walkout.
no
Nobody's clearing
idea
it.
they're fighting
Both of them
site.
drop it, no opportunities then for Vanity to get the defuse. He's looking for exits. And as he hears the players retreat out, the second smoke comes up. It looks like Rooney didn't want to give a
Bonus
chance
though,
here for Vanity to get
I
out.
was like,
double gun rebuy, double armor rebuy.
what are you doing? Maybe he thought he was going to try to continuously run through the smoke and give him some entrance cover.
They actually handled this really well. I think the
just
Sky
denial
util was
cover
very
there
nice.
as we see
Insta
it.
dog over
So a
towards
few kills
middle,
for Oxy. We are
market
getting the
flash to
raise
get
all
info, then
online.
flash to
That
pop
is
through
gonna
the
be a start
smoke.
for NRG to Cloud9's
Shout out to
first
NRG
few
for
rounds.
changing up
Bonuses grabs
maybe
We'll get those
I guess when they played
gun round
Sentinels, they
coming in
played
here.
off
Rooney's
spawn over
ultimate
towards
is up
B a
too,
lot,
so we'll
so
see
they
how they
decided
try
first round over
use
towards B,
that
they
if
fight
have a
site.
protocol around
And
it
now
once
if
the
they
site
want
hit
to, they
comes
might have
in.
conditioned them
And
to use more
our
Yuto on site, and then they
pressure
play
over
like
towards
deeper
A
B
here
main.
for NRG in round 4.
It's fast. The paranoia is pushing Oxy away. As you see Victor just hightailing inside the elbow. Slide through, counter flash. Half blind is Victor. And fast lanes up and looks to retreat.
NRG are going to have a very rough time at A. First of all, they got to get through this one way. Then they got to get through this one way.
Actually committed on both sides of the wall here of the A site.
That was fast. I mean, look at Zeppa. He doesn't even have util left. Just to heal. So again, NRG slow it down. One of FNS's favorite things. Give me time in this round.
Palmer smokes.
They're just waiting for C9 to get these little peaks.
Vanity could get involved with the smoke as well. It's just the fact that he's holding this angle.
Anything that's behind them, all they have to do is look forward.
They found my wire.
They don't want to overcommit here on these jiggle peaks. But as the Prowler does so, forces the hand. Baruni's not done yet. Comes back out. Here's a fight towards the A side. Oxy drops two, but Finesse is pushing forward. They pinch in towards the A side. The hat comes out to get information of the last two, but unfortunately here, Moose falls. And Vanity full kit, but up against 3 players, and Ethan with the Rolling Thunder inside the site, if needed be. Jump spot now. They know that Vanity's on top of the dumpster.
I didn't like how C9 played this.
Crashy's just waiting here for
it's the whole point of all of their smokes to not just be impossible to get through over towards site. Why did they send it?
So everything
Get the Clove use their last smoke over towards side.
For this round, rather, in the pulse plan, and Vanity is
just
going
fall
to
back home and can one-way this.
Yeah, just patience from NRG. I think Cloud9 there, maybe a little miscommunication across the map. We saw as soon as Vanity destroyed that trip over at B main, they pushed down that pawn shop side towards dumpster of A, trying to get info on both sides of the extremities. You almost know once Vanity takes that trip, their market or towards A. So they walked right into NRG as if the communication was not there, that Vanity didn't see anything.
NRG did a good job to
that's
cut
be a
sound.
miss for C9 and why NRG is just able to
but after watch it back, I'm pretty sure they did. How did he get the second kill, by the way?
Doubled up
even with a mess up over towards side, they still managed to win this round.
To pop off in these situations when he's presented with a possible multi-kill.
Okay, with those 2 rounds being
in favor of
really clean from NRG, their money's really good. We've got 1 person, 2 people that can't buy next. We've got double drops, they'll be fine. C9 have to eco if they
low buy also of C9.
Looks like it was something similar here to like a B split type of hit.
Buy next.
Camera could spot B main, they have the showstopper that's close. Paranoia could push forward and allowing C9 to really fight against an energy push towards the B site, but the read is good and the call is good for Finesse to have the attack side pivot more towards A at the beginning.
NRG, disrespect the one way over towards A, they get over towards side, they cut sound again.
So he's collapse with the utility and try to be ready for this hit.
Oh, misses the satchel, but does not miss the rocket onto Crashy.
He did so much damage.
Initiation down, but there's still a Rolling Thunder available for Ethan. Want to try to re-hit the site.
My ult's ready.
Overdrive now available on top of that with Victor. And those smokes are going to be a little bit pesky here.
Vanity Omen Flash. It's going to be big.
Blocking the vision for energy to try to come in. There's our Rolling Thunder.
Great Omen Flash. Hit both.
And the
what a flash,
Victor
man.
right away.
Wait.
Through smokes, we get kills. That's Oxy and Vanity to fall. Traded right back. But health advantage and make that even a
what is the timing on that?
Catching Ethan off guard.
These guys are too low HP. It's a done run.
Som is left alone. And you hear now
shout out to Vanity, man.
Cloud9.
This looks horrible to play against.
Zappo with the frenzy there.
I wouldn't be surprised if NRG call a timeout soon.
Honestly.
They gotta take more middle.
Good in that close
they gotta just make them use more smokes, I think, because only A control waiting to bust is not going to be enough at the moment.
I think it was really good of Cloud9 to do a little less peeking out with their bodies and a little more util peek. They had the showstopper there. They start peeking out of smokes after util. And yeah, it's a lot
Omar
harder for
Vega
NRG to
with the
collapse
5
down
months. Thank you so much.
Great util, especially using the Rolling Thunder and not being able to come up with that win.
I think that's hard to disagree with, to be honest.
Everything about this right now, especially if they can keep the momentum going. We're going to see NRG.
Oxy is a beast.
One of their first or second moves towards mid
Vanity
here.
right now?
Paranoia trying to play it close.
Will
be able to manage to get the kill on the Crashies, but Som jumps right back.
He's fragging out heavy.
Victor trips one up towards the B site, but nobody is going to be able to spray him down. So those two players staying alive. Oh, actually, all three are in group for energy. Back towards the news. And C9, they have camera watching front B side. They got a dog watching now. Spotting the
And
players
Oxy
towards
just wins
news.
this with the
And
push.
there's that pinch from behind from Oxy. Looking to walk up. There's that ADS. There's that tap on the first. And there's that double swing towards the end, at least for the information. As Rooney's trying to do the same. Is doing some pop damage at least, but Ethan and Sam
that
are
extra
trying to rotate
fade
towards the
away
east side, and
damage
Ethan
is...
survives at 7.
They've split the map for a plant above and against all the odds here, just being searched up by C9. And now recoup back towards spawn. Ethan and Sam are ready to defend. Sam takes the high ground.
Hey,
And then he just gets
Moose is
hit out by
incredibly
Moose.
smart.
Completely read on the play.
At least there's no utility right now for them to flash through, so Ethan could play outside in the open, maybe catch some players off guard. There's that spike, there's that first kill. There's that second swing. He has 2 flashes to work with. Rudy turns away. Now hiding ground towards the slant. Runs
Oh, wait, 7 HP the whole time, 1v3.
at 7 HP. Are you kidding me?
What is that, though?
He didn't even look nervous.
Oh my
Didn't
god.
even look
Dude,
like it
C9
was a
lose some
problem.
outrageous rounds, don't
Yes,
they?
hydrate. Sam just laughing. Ethan not even moving, not even flinching in his facial expression here as it's just another round. A 4K in the end, though. And even peeks out. He re-peeks that. Doesn't even wait for the spike to be diffused. That's some disgusting confidence right there. Yeah, I'd call have a timeout after that as well. But NRG,
NRG call a timeout. Just think about that for a little
up the
bit.
game, and Chet still wants a word with the squad.
That gives at least a chance now with this timeout from NRG so that Imi could start calling things across now.
True.
Yes, you're trying to stop the momentum for Cloud9 because they've been looking pretty good here on the defensive side. This is something new that Chet and Finesse has to prep on the fly here because of the second controller coming out for Rooney. But on the other end, though, that type of triple swing that was a one-on-one and a loss to Ethan, that
Joe
doesn't
called it
work
before
out
the
in the
1v3.
favor of Cloud9. And
Yeah.
you see it
Agree.
here, an instant timeout coming out of Cloud9 at the same time, and Imi
It
definitely wanted
still works well,
to
though.
let that message known.
I can't recall the last time I've seen this. Honestly, you get 2 minutes of chat time with the squad, so this is also NRG still chatting. And we have to remember that round was NRG basically out of it. They had to figure out a way across the map, basically through hot lava, into a site, and still find the win. That kind of stuff for NRG, I think Chet comes in, relays what happened on the round, because that was one of the first ones we really saw NRG try to go through mid, other than
Double.
the pistol round.
Oh, I didn't even notice.
Maybe how
Back to
Cloud9
back.
reacted.
They both caught a
And
timeout
lot
at the same
discussion
time.
of just what's going on the
Give
map
the 2
here,
minutes.
because it seems like we're gonna get some new strats after this. It's been A, B, a few mid, and teams are
Opponent
reading
can
each
talk
other
during your
really
timeout?
well in
Yeah.
these situations.
They just called it at
Yeah.
the same time. That's it.
Amy's the last one to call that timeout as
a
we're
rare
gonna get
one.
back into game on to round 7 here. And a little bit of a low buy on the side of Cloud9 as we get into this round. And no real big ultimates to be worrying about on this one. But wait, Ethan's almost to his Rolling Thunder again, which is kind of ridiculous if you think about it.
Yeah. I mean, a plant and a 3K, that's 4 points for you. They're looking for that control for the A side first, but not necessarily for orb control.
C9 want to go
And you see
aggro
on the side
over
of
towards
C9
middle.
though,
Yep.
After this double timeout, they're buying just
Chat,
enough
it was
to have
9-3,
a pretty healthy
right?
buy in the
Last
next.
time
But
when
still coming
NRG's
out with
plays
2 rifles,
Sentinel,
and there's that walk down.
they got
Trying
9
to
on
play the
attack.
contact, and Ethan.
Oh,
You mentioned that
Ethan,
Rolling
dude,
Thunder
Ethan's up
almost
to
a
10
bit
kills.
gets
Got
it
another
after these
ult.
2 kills.
And we do get to different strats, but ooh, it feels like C9 wanted to play contact there. That's what we saw as these shots come in from Market. Not enough. I almost
Maybe
say,
they
where are
need,
the
like-
smokes? You double smokes and they contact towards mid. They're trying to catch NRG off guard, but you can make these situations safer. C9 is playing very high risk for the reward they want on these rounds, and while it is a lower buy and you can go a little weird on it, go outside the box in your push, they don't really come up with too much. And it was a good read by NRG to play it slow on the mid too, so they did not lose that space right away on the round. So after the timeouts, NRG pull it into their favor in a 4-3. Rolling Thunder back. And still not too many kills going to the side of C9 to build up those ults just yet, or even having the orb control on B. They are playing back out of sight on both sides,
what
knowing
is
this Rolling
this
Thunder
one?
could be a problem.
With the smoke here, the block vision, create pressure.
Victor, he didn't decide to peek.
I like this a lot, man.
Dog pushes forward though. That gives
and this guy at middle never feels comfy. They insta-recode this though. It is a really cool round from NRG. I think that C9 handled it insanely well though.
No information gets punished for it. Sees to keep players behind for Cloud9. Now the hat gets thrown out. There's information of where NRG are at. All pinned, clumped inside the B side. Rolling Thunder that's been rolled out now by Ethan. Backstab now by Oxy. Could have been a 3 into the round, but Sam is able to stop him in his tracks. Disadvantage though for NRG. So at least they get the plant down. 4 versus 2, make that only Ethan alone. And this time around,
yeah, this time that's not going to be happening on this one. Okay, so lovely run from NRG. They're trying to create a lot of fake pressure over towards here, and then instead they split up over towards B. What was really cool though was C9, this guy here, insta dog, clears this, realizes no one following that up, and then they just set their guy back up in terms of Oxy over towards A, and he clears all of A. They knew before they had pretty much gone through market that this was a fake.
With confidence to start this one, giving Moose that first kill, and yeah, no follow-up on the Rolling Thunder means they just walk out of Boba.
King Landoza, thank you so much, man. Appreciate the raid.
Back up to a tied game.
Hope your stream is good, bro.
Rooney with that ultimate.
Appreciate you.
Last time they used it over towards A and tried to get a push on what was happening in that A main lobby area.
Oxy.
We're gonna see NRG start flexing towards
One
B.
away
It's
from
been a
Azul.
few rounds here, so they're hoping to get the soft side out of Cloud9.
Another dropping smoke.
A nice change up from C9. They changed the side that they're playing retake on.
Gets that timing. Not done yet once again by Rooney, but everybody's dropping at least. Oxy for the support. Both of them fall on top of that.
Okay, it does fall apart, but I still like that C9 felt that they were going to change it up and they were going to go fast over towards B.
Yeah, tethered up easy.
We got to start looking at this money though. Oxy,
So
Moose needs to save.
A little bit of a mid
Oxy's the only person that can't buy. Rooney also.
Then
yeah, that's right. Both of them can't.
Cloud9 has had a pretty good
1-9 loss bonus on this. If this guy survives with 3, drop 1,
trips, get themselves into sight.
Be okay with 2-9.
Though, really nice job absorbing that early fight from C9. There hasn't been much action being made.
Perfect round for NRG considering the money's low. 5 people surviving.
Reactive. I think that's one of the biggest things too. And this one is throughout game 1, even 2, where NRG lost. The reactive style to each play C9 has almost pauses the round as teams readjust and figure out how to get back into it. It favors NRG so much.
Yeah, I don't know if there was a slight hesitation for Cloud9 too after the dropping smoke to insert once again a player behind the map, behind a billboard just like they did before.
C9 comp attacks for defense-sided. I think it's one of those comps that struggles to get into a site but wins the afterplant.
There's nothing really that you can do at that point when there's so many
when
players
people like to play one site retake, should do pretty well on attack. Just if I think it's going to be down to if NRG can like disguise where FNS is playing. If they can disguise which site they're retaking, playing retake on.
Could be definitely good enough, and they're going to try that again on that trap play with the camera.
I know what C9's doing here.
Yep. Giving C9 just a little bit of the same look here, but with an idea for NRG to also flex towards A. See if there's a rotation.
What a good read.
What a good read from NRG. They were so ready for this. Yeah, and maybe C9's done this setup with the Raze ult too many times. They had a very good read into this. Sees and they sent the Neon in so they could insta get out.
We even saw FNS was over
homework
here with
done from NRG.
Begin, and he ran back over to throw that cam in just to sell that fake even more. They go for what is a re-hit that C9 has to consider, but it's not a re-hit. They're moving towards the right side of the map, and Zeppa, always the anchor, hasn't moved just yet. Could be the one to thwart this rotation.
Hey, they go to the site with his 2 guns.
It's going to be a lot of time before the rest of the C9 members get here.
Probably needs to
ready to go.
To leave the site.
Rolled that camera. He has to give up that spot. TP inside that site. Spot Zeppa once again towards the back of the spawn. So gate is also given up by Cloud9. All of them grouping up now towards shop. No utility left for Zeppa either. For
they got an Omen flash to retake. That's like their main bit of util right now. They got no sky flashes.
Triple face on the dumpster.
Vanity has Paranoia, Shorty close, there's 1 for 1.
Yeah,
But I don't think the Paranoia was thrown to allow the last 3 players to rotate back from the spawn. That's all of C9 about to walk out 1 by 1 through the smoke. And 1 by 1 they fall.
shout out to NRG, man. Great read on this. Perfect.
Great control on that. You can see.
Yeah, that was pure
just on the
anti-strat.
mini-map what FNS has in mind for these rounds. Say, okay, we took B really strong last time. They'll probably look for that again because we're comfortable at it, but no, it was an A play the whole time.
They also
really
knew
big
that
on
I
the
think they would be
misdirection
weak.
here on
Oh,
Sunset. And it
obviously it's a
should be. Victor
3-person
can get
trap
across
play
the map
over
in
towards
no
B,
time.
right? So they knew
You
they'd
have
be
to
weak
use
over
that
towards
neon.
A, so they didn't have to use that
And
Omen
we're
flash to get over towards the
slowly
site.
seeing C9 fall behind in rounds now. 3 sheriffs, just the hero rifle out onto Rooney.
Sheriff and
Omen
Vanity
flash for after
does
plant.
get a chest shot onto Victor, but the speed is quick, able to TP away though at least.
Then they
Victor
add in a
continuing to hide
round
here
that is
inside the
punishing
site.
them swinging
Vanity
early to
finally
try and
manages
break
to
the
dodge all
cam.
of that util. Stays alive for now, but the site's given up and NRG gets the plant down until the paint shells come through and drop Ethan. Through the smoke though, Crashes giving it a look back over to NRG.
Yeah,
4
and
versus
earlier when they
4.
played over towards
Fast
B,
lane
they
to allow
played
now
so many
Victor to
people
fall
over
back
towards site,
B
C9,
main. It looks to be the
thinking that they're
spam
playing
game
heavy
all
site,
over
use a
again.
good amount of util to take site, and now they don't have as much util to
Slow
clear
in.
over
They even
towards
have a
B main.
trip if they try to push here on the
Dude,
crossfire.
I miss watching FNS, man.
He's being thrown, and there's a spray.
The amount of
through the smoke.
layers
There's
on
another tap in.
their
We're just
stuff
trying to
and
find
just
a
game
timing on those
plans is
reloads,
just
but there's
good.
just so many players out from energy towards this B main to really not give a chance now for Cloud9 to find that timing to fight back. Crashies 4 in the round as energy are up now at 7-4.
This is Crab walking through the smoke, taking shots. They even planted on the left side pillar too, which makes it harder. So you see even more
Spawn is
spam
cooked, yeah.
going
I mean,
through.
this is playing the map. This is playing the map to
They still were able to hit the shots.
how it's
though.
meant to be,
Get
I guess.
control.
Shout
And
out to
actually,
Heretics
the
for
site
being the
take
first
on
ones to do this and
is
show us
just
how to do
beautiful.
it.
Like they didn't do anything extravagant,
But
but
yeah,
the space
the-
being opened up for Victor, that
it's
smoke
just so
towards
nice
market,
that
he
they do
slides
this,
in.
though.
Basically, no one can trade that because you have more members.
Like they had that
Then the
one
Hawk
round,
goes over stairs, back
I think it was
site,
third
he
round or
slides
something,
into
where they
site
thought they were
again and
heavy
has
over
nothing to
towards B,
worry
they were on
about. If
site.
it's clear, he gets to look at the
Raw
entrance to the
conditioning.
site. Yeah, nothing really Victor has to do other than aim at heads on that site entry. The utility
Yeah, it's like
is
the
so
long
good behind
con.
him. Off your feet, Oxy, and he gets thrown right into the fire, or line of fire.
Paranoias as well being thrown from both teams, so a stalemate.
What
to
the
come
hell are these
across, and
Seekers
they're
doing
just
over
trying
towards
force
A?
the hand. The Seekers
Trying to go on
are
top of
push
the,
back and fight back towards
whatever
middle.
the hell that box
But the
is.
Seekers does enough. It
It took
spots all
ages.
3, at least 3 out of the 5 up towards B-Link. Nox is at 1 HP after the first commitment of energy towards News.
Anchoring insight here.
Do they insert one and go back?
Quick heal.
Okay, as soon as they see that smoke, they know they're
Quick
confirmed
clear.
that there's pressure
So,
here and there's going to
good
be 2
info
people
grab
over
at least
towards
by the
site.
Trailblazer.
They decide to
Doesn't go
insert
just the
one,
wayside
go
there.
for the
They
left.
pick up at least a
Hey,
few
just
members
double check that
firing
no one's
vandals
trying to
at
get the
A-main.
angle.
But the
And
B
they-
play, I think Victor
they
feels
really
so safe going into this site. The way they
Wanted
can
to
destroy the
100%
trips, and
make sure that they
him
actually
taking
push them
space
off.
with
Like
the
the complete
utility.
polar
Fronts up
opposite
for
to the old
Crashies. You're gonna
NRG
see
where
that
they'd
go
use a
over the
little bit of
stairs into
util.
site.
I would say they may be
They're just gonna
overused
fault line towards
some
the
of the
right
util
side
just
too,
to
so Victor's
confirm it.
safe on this
I'd
entry.
rather see that than what old NRG used to do, where they
That's the
just
thing, you give the
threw
space
one
for
bit of
energy,
util
they're
and just felt
definitely
like that was
gonna
it.
take it. Hot did get some information, but Moose still wins that fight against Victor. So no dive, no opening, no first blood.
How do
but
they
at
play the
least
afterplant now? On site?
A drop down
Oh,
for Vanity, though,
bro, Vanity
as Finesse is able to push
dragged
right
out
back
pretty heavy on this half.
Saw him
Had
trying
a
to
lot
look
of impact.
across, crouching under the platform. Finesse just right next to their trip.
No.
Beats it out so that Saw can
Finesse,
pop
no.
up, but couldn't land the shots. He now stands alone, and there's Oxy with the shorty.
7-5.
So many rounds.
Okay, so
we've seen
NRG
C9
have
just press
been
W at
struggling a
time.
little
Energy's
bit on
not
their
thinking.
defense
Vanity dropping
half
into sight. It was
on
moves off
some
a cat
maps.
on ascent.
Obviously
And
not
Energy
other
falls
maps,
apart.
but
It's
on
hard
some
to find that
maps.
window.
This was one of them. They got
but
3 against
Vanity
them.
and Squad do it every so often, and a great anchor by Moose this time. They've been playing outside the site. This time Moose takes the fight, starts off the team to get a really nice retake here, and make it a 7-5. Honestly, it was a bit of back and forth.
Still
But I
look
feel like Energy
like overall,
kept gaining control
overall
there,
map
and C9 was still able
like
to pull
control
a few
here.
That was definitely a much
It was
needed
sick.
round there for Cloud9. A very competitive half as Energy takes the lead, and the
It
series will
was
now
just a
conclude
nice
after
half
this
from
break.
FNS in general. Let me mute this before Breach all rounds? Yeah, he had a lot of them, right? 3. C9 win pistol? Yeah, I kind of think that NRG have to win pistol. But I also don't know how the C9 comp's going to look. It's really good in afterplant. NRG might have to fight more than they would like to on both sides on the map. Was the halftime score 7-5?
(7-5) half here for NRG on map number 3. And in the first half, it was Ethan leading the charge. No longer the IGL for the team. He's playing great.
This guy is dominating. I mean, all the rounds he has been stepping up, but no more like that clutch. He's in that 1v3 situation with 7 HP and just playing it to absolute perfection. Somehow winning those fights, isolating them too. Like, not only is he setting up his team, but the way he is approaching every fight he takes is elite.
He's an absolute menace, and in general, this team on their post plants, they were phenomenal, and it was because of him as well. He was proactive on the post plants, taking wider angles than his squad while they're setting up omen flashes and etc. And not only that, but Victor, you know, gathering space on the actual site hits, holding down his little lane, having people swing off of him. It was a sight to see for
I do think in those post plants too, you're feeling a little bit of the pain of C9's comp, having the solo Sky as opposed to a second initiator behind it. Like when Ethan's breach is doing the things it's doing, and C9 just don't have that same firepower, NRG's strong fundamentals and coordination is outshining them.
So now C9 trailing 2 at the half go into this with an interesting new comp and really a big opportunity here. If they can come back and win this map, they will lock up a playoff slot for themselves and for Crew Visa as well. But if NRG want to stay alive, they've got to dig deep and close out this series. We'll see who takes it as we hop back in with your casters.
Thank you very much, Mimi. Indeed, we do want to know what the look of Cloud9 is going to be on this Sunset map, now playing with this double controller of Vanity and Rooney on this Clove. We saw potentially what could be come of a value of a Clove coming through with the amount of pop flashes that Zeppo was able to provide here for his team so they could fight for space. Will that be the type of game style, the play style that C9 wants to bring that on their attack side? Pistol round now.
What's going on?
As they're going for
Okay.
late mid control. It's gonna stay pretty quiet for now. Not for NRG though.
All classics
Still
for
used
C9.
across the map here. We just saw Zeppa throw a guiding light into back alley, which was noticed, but everybody being seen on the left side here is going to cause pause for NRG as they do not rotate out of position just yet.
There's that util. A little bit of a stall coming through with the relay bolts thrown by Victor. None left. Actually, one left. He's
Unbelievable stun
with the slide
from Victor.
Available for him in that kit. And with that though, seems like C9 wants to push back towards the site, but they don't really have information of how many players are moving through and where their positions could be.
Just very big on inserting members into positions right now. Vanity here on the left side. You got the IGL away from the team, so this is going to be all up to the squad here on the right, but they're also leaving.
One stun cancels everything.
So this 3 squad's going to have to work together
leave
here.
One inserted over to one speed, they have one middle.
Actually, it's only 2 now. It's like breadcrumbs here for Cloud9. They're just leaving one
over
person
towards
so
A, but they take the orb,
just
so
to
they
make sure
kind of
there's
know
no
that there's
flank
one
on any of
here.
their positions.
30 seconds
Looks like Rooney just got
Weird
spotted
rounds.
from the back of
Did
the
they
site.
expect FNS on
And that's
site?
Sam trying to hold his ground. A push here towards Generator as Finesse drops 2. And that's the lack of utility. That single initiator.
Hey, he did that. He did so
that
well
was
though.
Talking about. Or that
He did
util was
so
already
well.
used
He
to
did everything.
Trying to find information at the beginning, but Moose at least is trying to find some fight. 10 seconds left. Vanity is now left alone. I have the spike. Ghost upgraded. Has to stick the spike. An easy kill for Som.
Oh,
but
pistols.
The
3-3. First map that we get a 1-1.
That A site allows Finesse to get those 2 picks.
FNS did
It
great.
feels like they're so
Dragged out
comfortable doing
heavy,
it.
got
I
2, body shot the
specifically
last one.
remember, It
Tom's
stays in
gonna
my
kill.
brain when we had Zix on the post show saying, yeah, when we recognize C9's play, they just lack util use on that site take, and it could still be comfort, right? They push in, but they're not behind each other.
Okay,
like,
so
the pistol
what
kills
I
just
believe
to
was a
come from behind the
must-win.
box, one after the other. They
Must-win
have to
pistol.
at least maybe tether themselves, get those little ropes, make sure they can't be unchained. This is just the 1-and-1s are too much
this
for
has
C9
potential
right
to be
now.
real
They gotta
close.
fix it. NRG here gonna pull that
And
first
still
round
no
into their
idea if the
favor.
C9 comp's going to be
Now go ahead for
as
a hard
good as I
ace
think
stack.
on
So
attack.
C9's chosen correctly, but it's going to be a hell of a post plant here. If it's
I think
just
NRG needs
basically
to
a
make
rush
sure they
and
don't
plant
do
for
this
them.
too much, but fine against Nico.
They'll spawn Psalm on the top of news. ADSing with the Bulldog, and it's just easy pickings. Nobody's trying to swing across here. Nobody's trying to push inside that smoke. Finally, some damage done. But there's always
Keep all the Bulldogs.
one or two
Do we
plays
get
behind
there's
that
one more, right?
initial play from NRG, and they convert the anti-eco.
You can see the members of C9 thinking it was a spam kill. So maybe he won't see me. They run in. Zeppa goes down again. Not having a great
free
game.
Spectre.
And yeah,
Free
another
Stinger,
round,
sorry?
as we would
Free
expect
Stingers,
from NRG there, just the low buy on C9, trying to get some money from the plant. But here's the weapons, right? The attack side has to hit
spells?
strong.
Yeah, it's very strong.
Ender mentioned it on the desk. This is not a double initiator comp coming in from Cloud9. It does seem to affect the amount of pressure, obviously, they're putting on. NRG's hit back with a breach and a fade. So what can they formulate? Or what can they do? Not even really leaving their spawn to start this one.
Big buy rounds.
Go ahead and give a lot of map space.
They've already
to
used a
NRG
flash
start.
to clear middle.
This could prove dangerous.
Like this from NRG. And
Through the
I think
flash at
when
the
you're
very
kind of
beginning
looking
to see
at
if there's gonna be
C9's
a
comp, if you start
contact.
creating a
NRG
lot of pressure
mid
like this
control.
over towards places,
Still leaving Rudy the one that's
any
gonna be
extra
watching
pressure
the
to
flame.
try and make sure that Zeppa has a
So
rough
that
time.
The utility used
using
by
all his
Moose
util
with
early,
this camera could support
better.
Cloud9 on early B main control.
I like this push already.
But yeah, it's just going back and
C9
forth.
doing
right now.
a
It's
similar
long
thing
game
to the
for
pistol,
Cloud9.
insert one over towards
Trying
B.
to force some sort of
Now they're gonna
mistake
push
out
back
of
A.
NRG when they've already broke the trip earlier on towards this A site with the Prowler.
Yeah. And they got Crashies online here to watch down A main so early. See a lot of players doing that.
So far,
Supermen grabbing
Skyflash
so
to
many
clear
kills in
middle.
situations like
Insta
that.
dog to take
I mean,
over
if you're
towards
giving
A.
NRG that space, they're going to take
Question
it.
mark,
So
question
very
mark.
nice
In
job by
theory,
C9
two
to
people
say,
holding
now
over
back
towards
off
here.
these
40
forward
seconds,
angles.
they got to make a
We'll
call
take a little
like
bit of
this
the
from
map back,
NRG.
'cause
Clear out B main, no one
doesn't
over
seem
towards
like they
B
have
main. They're probably
enough
heading
control
A.
to do
Try and
what
get a
they
free
wanna do
pass and
just
stack
yet.
on A.
Here towards mid, a camera's going to give all the info if Moose even
30
tries to
seconds
get
left.
up in here.
As it breaks,
The interesting
shot.
thing is,
pinch back
I
towards
think
the A
no
site.
one
They even heard the rotate though
from
from
C9 was close
Victor
enough to
all the
hear
way
the
towards
Omen ult, so
spawn,
they don't know
and the
that
cage
check B
comes up,
main.
He's trying to get a spray across it, but all of C9 able to stay
15
alive and
seconds
move
to
inside
plant.
the A site. Plant attempt, 13 seconds left. Wow. Pushed out of
10
it. Moose
seconds
now
left.
tries to go for a second attempt, but no wall bangs coming in from the
so bad.
spawn.
Planted the spike.
It'll be a 5 versus 5 fight in a pulse plant now.
Omen
What
flash
a drawn-out
stun.
round from C9. I don't think we've seen
Double
one this
stun.
late throughout the entire
They die.
series
They
here.
got good retake.
They're going to have to lock it in here for the retake.
Paranoia is going to hit two really bold. Is actually going to concuss Rooney and not give
Dude,
him
look
a
at
chance
FNS.
here
He
to
might get a
first
big
one.
kill here as well.
Double headshot side. And that allows
Oh,
you the
Oxy.
rest of energy to move forward. Oxy now left alone. There's that first. Catching Ethan on a reload.
Is the
But
other.
Ethan stays alive and wins it
Oh,
with
yeah,
the
dude,
stinger.
what a retake. The Omen flash hit like 3, right?
Ethan is something else this series. What the hell? He cannot lose in any of these 1v1 situations, it seems. And another clutch round for him to come in super strong. And what was that from Victor? Sliding double headshot transfer?
Wait, what?
That's
Dude, I was looking at the
absurd.
minimap. What the hell was that?
Yeah, the cleanup's definitely going to come from the teammates if you're hitting that much damage on your opponent. Beautiful retake here. And I got to say, C9 played that round really well without having the map control. They were retaking
Lost
space
timeout.
accordingly, pushing energy back off initial angles, and then they took the site really nice. And at that point, energy's also staying back with 20 seconds left in the round because you don't want to be the first one going down. But still, the retake is just absurdly strong right now.
That's the thing. When they were still good to enter the site, that was the game plan for energy. You look how far back they were playing towards that spawn.
Yeah.
And when they go for the plant for Cloud9 and they try to insert themselves across fire setups out towards the A short, look at the amount of util. The Paranoia hit 2. They have the concuss coming out from Victor to even take down Rooney. So all those little nooks and crannies
Shower
that you're trying
Natty,
to
thank
hide
you,
inside
thank you.
here for
Appreciate that.
Cloud9, it's all going to
Thank
get
you for the gifted.
flushed out here by that util. So they have to rethink that.
So maybe
trying to find
maybe
plans to
one
work
thing that
towards
C9's
that
gonna
spawn,
look
but
at
that's
here,
where it gets difficult because again,
as they
you don't have
have a
refreshable
low
utility
buy,
on your initiator.
trying to
Yeah,
get
there's
some
one
more
additional
util
Exactly.
into
There's
the
not gonna be
site.
more for you to push back
That
towards
is
the spawn to fight.
fade.
That goes there.
Retake. Oops.
We'll get it.
This is a nice spot.
Right, one
All
more.
right. Third time's
Oh,
a charm.
okay.
Goes here.
It's been a while.
Just right on the floor.
Been
Oh, guys.
there, done the same. All right, towards the B side again. C9. They actually played the round really well when they feinted this early pressure, then controlled the map a little bit. I'd say if they can insert somebody a little deeper even on these rounds to get more info, they're better off. Not out, but a low buy on this is going to make it very tough. And it's up to Oxy basically blasting in.
And C9 haven't really gone for a full commit pop towards the B side, so they want to test it with the lower weapons. And it's the overdrive that gets to just slide it across here and just drain that damage. And there's that third in the round.
Perfect from Victor.
Okay.
I like this from NRG. They're double fighting both sides.
I feel like NRG has hit a groove and they're just at 100 miles an hour on each one of these rounds. Really nicely done by Finesse to kind of read what these plays are and how much Cloud9 can do with this composition. I mean, going into this game, having a double initiator against what C9 brings with a single and 2 smokes, I'm sure FNS and the team were already discussing how they're going to take these rounds, what they would do if they even see the smokes, and to just basically make space for Victor to clear through. And that's what we're seeing.
It's just too dangerous right now, and in the eyes of Cloud9. This gives me reminiscence of when they played against Sentinels and not able to convert any attack rounds outside of potentially just pistols.
If they can win this, they're gonna have
NRG has full control, and they're doing
they can kind of string a couple of rounds.
What C9 to do? Just push forward.
They gotta win this round fast
gain
without
that
ults.
space. Force them into where the stack could be, where the delay could be, and it's the paranoia out towards the market from Som. It's gonna push a couple of these players away.
That kill, Sam almost had his back to Moose there for a second.
Three-person reaction to them trying to take market.
As Moose was peeking something else. And Sam is going to go ahead and get the safety, just chipped up a little bit on the damage. NRG is basically shoveling C9 over towards this B site, and they're going to be ready for the retake after this post plant.
So the paint shells to break the trips towards the front. A pinch towards the B site from Market and B main, and once again, NRG comfortable.
NRG fast behind, so even though it's going to be a good plant for B main,
that's still available
3 people that can create pressure.
And Vanity is looking to push towards the spawn.
Over 3.
Trying to find an opening, and nobody's pushing through back, except for the flank of Victor.
Whoa.
And now you're going to start swarming in. There's a
What is this round from Victor?
Only Vanity is
that was their big buy round. Oh man, he's absolutely just ended them.
Are now at series point.
Yeah, fully ended them. He had some really nice shots on B main before the slide kill.
You hear her coming, but you still can't do anything as she's popping out of these smokes at just close to medium range. I was gonna say,
the second one is lovely.
With the Fade and the Neon heading over towards B main, they have such great possibility to take it. They don't even need the util. Victor just pops off 2 shots. They didn't even need the breach util from Ethan to come into B main to take it. That's how much they are ahead in each one of these situations.
That's a lot.
Because all that util is ready for the site.
And these ults looking like they're about to come online just a little bit too late.
Side of Sunset are just blacking out Cloud9 right now. To split across the map as they try to play a little default here just to read an NRG push, recognizing that map control knowledge is too much. We'll see a B main control though for C9.
Saving grace potentially here, at least a trade.
Nice shots, but Victor is insane at the moment. Takes down one of their smokes.
After the Oxy kill onto Victor. A chance to turn it around, but no more smokes. Well, as I say that, I forgot they have Rudy.
I mean, Ethan pretty much dominated the attack.
The whole time on
then
the first half,
Victor's dominated defense.
What have the smokes been doing that facilitate what Cloud9 wants to bring to the table? It seems like NRG is not worried about it. Here, play towards A main.
Showstopper out. He goes long range.
Wait.
What? Wait, wow.
Wait,
Nades
what?
dodged it.
Yeah, hit the back wall.
Throwing C's nades, trying to keep Ethan cornered. Jumps out, finally gets picked off. Meanwhile, the Crashies has made it inside the site. There's that push forward, a 3-player swing, this time towards the generator. Back and forth we go. But it's up to Finesse alone. A chance here for C9 to stay alive.
Spike planted.
Plant now down. Ult available for Rooney too. So he'll play the contact. He'll jiggle to find the information. Neural Theft also being thrown to ping up Finesse inside the back of this A site. You're just gonna wait it out. First contact will be Rooney no matter what. Finesse walks forward and Rooney crosses that line.
We'll slow calm this down.
Stops him from crossing that line. And C9 is able to continue to fight.
Let's play towards B, but that was not the start Cloud9 start doing a bit of their own map misdirection, playing both sites now.
It's a very nice round from Rooney. Good shots.
Black seeing C9 going mid, but maybe they don't need to. If they keep playing towards A here and keeping alert, maybe it's efficient enough for them to get
how'd you repeat
a few
that?
more rounds here, bring us to 12-12. Tall
They
task
got a lot of
Victor
space from the
brings out
Seekers
operator.
and the
economy
Razor.
for NRG is there and ready to shut down C9 at every turn.
You see Oxy already rotating out here to group up with Rooney, and a fake flash towards B main for Zeppa. So they're trying to use this Clo Vault potentially to just be the spearhead, to try to get inside this A site.
They have for it a good clear on elbow here with that Clo Vault. Maybe a little fade utility after it. Crashies gives himself a little breathing room here. NRG with a peek on B main. Again, aren't going to be in the right spot, and now it's Rooney moving in with the overheal.
They should have
They're going to get it planned.
I definitely think that they overused that
NRG
Omen
is
flash.
just going to consider this a very slow round on the rotation.
Moose able to drop one.
Do they opt
That
for,
is
they should be opting for
and
more
looks
one-way
like after
smokes,
that
right?
drop, Rooney doesn't want to go for the ult. He's just going to try to stay
Say,
here
they can
into
just
the
palm a
astral plane
one-way
and just smoke
here.
for his teammates.
It should be an absolute nightmare.
As they have 4 players anchored up for Cloud9, only one playing towards the extremity. That's going to be Moose. His role now is to high-low with Oxy to look towards the pawn shop. But NRG are rotating back towards the gate, and before the smoke blooms, Vanity is able to connect that kill into Finesse. And that will force the last 2 players to fall back and save their rifles into the next
looking
round.
a little bit better to what I thought of how the comp would work in
Yep.
some of the after-plant situations. But they
yet.
did
That
just
op
have the
was on
numbers as
B
well.
main watch, and that was
Okay,
Cloud9
7 chances
starting
down
at
to
B main,
5.
continuously putting Oxy there to
and
start.
NRG
looking
have
for
one
a
more
few
timeout.
fights, as last
They
round
wanna use
Zeppa,
it.
or a few rounds, had been guiding light or using utility towards
I think
A.
they need to
As you mentioned, we got that
disguise.
utility towards B.
I didn't even know. I'm
and
not even sure they need
movement
to
towards A this
disguise
time.
the
So again, misdirection for
fights at the moment.
C9 is what gives them the
I think if they
opportunity to
actually
take
keep
another
everyone
round.
alive and they try a 5-person retake, they'll probably win
lot of
again.
work to
I
do,
think
though.
C9 are using
They
the
have
Omen
to
flash too freely.
crack through this economy of NRG.
I don't even think they need to
We're gonna
do
call
too
a
much
timeout
other
here
than
as
not
we
lose
check
the
replay.
first kill.
Like we said, the op's still online. Not too many ultimates to be seeing here. But I think what NRG was doing really right on their defensive side is almost allowing that space to C9. When they take the fights early, it seems like C9 is happy to fight in the chaos and take the lower number fight every time.
We saw as well the flash here that Zeppa was throwing at the beginning of the B main. It's also to get contact. Again, maybe they don't know that Victor has the operator, but if it does get the ping, they do know that there's aggression coming out from NRG on the defensive side, and maybe that's also one of those calls that you want to pivot quickly. What you're seeing here on that previous round, there was a lot of confidence coming through from NRG. I mean, they won 5 rounds in a row since the pistol round here of the second half, so maybe a little bit complacent, and you saw that Crashies got caught off guard here towards the elbow. So you might want to try to start using utility a little bit more here to try to get the better read of where Cloud9 are looking to finish.
Yeah.
Because they are going
Victor
back and forth and wrapping
gets the
all the way
off-out.
through spawn every time.
Here's that fake too from Zeppa again. Guiding light, check. Possible catch on somebody just peeking that B main area. Like you said, giving that knowledge and intention of what B main might hold. And a quick smoke out here from Rooney. Puts it in front of him.
Nice from NRG. One
Again,
prowler,
remember, NRG,
one
they
smoke,
only need
all the
this
B main
one
control.
round to stay alive in the race for playoff contention. C9 is trying to bring this into an overtime and hopefully win this to clinch a playoff spot. Victor under heavy attack. There's a lot of utility being thrown. Metal on the top of that to debunk
Dude,
it.
if they can get everyone out of sight.
It's 2 first blood scored by C9.
This is big. This is the momentum they need. They can start to get through these
I
rounds.
think
Grab
NRG
that
messing up a
off-down.
little bit.
Wasn't even
I'm
really
telling you,
used by
C9
Victor.
are using that Omen flash
C9
too
are gonna
free.
be able
They
to hold this. That's an
can
NRG
retake this
save.
site now.
A little bit of an up
I
tempo
really think
here
they
by
can retake the
Cloud9
site.
gets them in towards the back of the site very fast. They
Don't
still
need
got
to
the
fight
ultimate
anymore.
to use for Rooney if they want to try something out of the box in these rounds to come. But yeah, really nicely, possibly getting the flawless on this round, but they're going to go hunting Vans. They could use a few more alt orbs on a priority like Zeppa for sure, or Oxy.
And also trying to hurt the economy on the side of NRG, a chance to come back on top of that. Yeah, Crush is able to get 2. And Ethan and Som still contested.
Ethan would like a couple kills. Obviously, he would like to keep his gun here.
Looking back towards that B side instantly.
Oh, they take them all down.
Fall from both Seppa and
Everyone can buy apart from Ethan.
In tandem. And that's going to force all the buys for
he can get
NRG
dropped
in this next round.
All right. You can actually hear some drops going out as they go ahead and push the site. Clearing through. A little bit of a mistake here. Oxy jumping around the corner with his knife, and the team was still kind of pulling up the rear as they came in as the caboose. So not a big death. They still got the rebuy, and they're still very happy with how many survived in the round. Another buy here for NRG. Same on C9.
And look at these pings coming through. This time they're looking to fight against Rooney. Every time he jiggles up towards the elbow, because he has this ult available. And this time they're able to fault line and fight back. But Rooney's moving in alone. So they've actually conditioned this for Cloud9 to start. So keeping Rooney inserted
nice
here,
LED for at the moment from Cena.
middle, they break the camera.
Cleared a little bit of A control, not this angle.
From NRG.
Absolutely.
Schmuck over towards middle, which means these A guys need to be a little bit proactive.
Back. Now they have to watch over.
One more
with that
prowler into
hammer
stun.
gone. A lot of worry has to be had about their defensive side now being an attack side for C9. It looks like the spike is actually going to come in here. They're going to try to split towards A, but I don't know how long these smokes last.
A dangerous one,
You're calling people out.
Spike moving up towards the pawn shot.
Hit him.
Pincer maneuver on both sides, and that's Oxy opening it up. Let's go!
Give me this replay, man.
C9 are controlling
Give me this replay. How?
There's the smokes. That's what we're waiting for. We've seen a few where where Rooney was playing in his own smoke towards A. All of C9 basically did that for the last round.
Oh
These two
God!
smokes up towards spawn, really making NRG feel uncomfortable on their own side of the map.
Satisfying as hell, man.
4K from Oxy as he just laser beams the peaking members of NRG on that round.
You asked if they knew the timing of the smokes. Looks like Oxy
definitely
knew the timing.
I mean, so it's seven.
NRG thought they were going to dissipate
7 chances to 3 chances
as they approach that area.
They
got caught right out in the open on those peaks.
Get so much money that they're buying an off and an off angle, expecting them to push. Not the worst call. They've been prowling it, but a lot of times they smoke it. NRG call for a punish over towards middle.
Pushing in a very slow round. This is like watching the death ball. They're sitting on the mailbox back here in spawn. Trying to give NRG a different look.
They're going to hit, I mean, they had the Omen Flash, so maybe that's a go signal to go towards side. There was a kill trip. Omen Flash goes out on attack. Yeah, NRG would take some of this. It's a big win.
But it's a twofer for Cloud9. The advantage coming through. And no opportunities for NRG to flip back inside the site. Ethan now getting caught towards the back by the dog.
Ado in a 2v4.
Nice. And gets the headshot into Vanity, and somehow it's a 2 versus 2. Spike is down. Crashies. Another one of Rooney forces the res. Moose gets the pick.
Oh, he's trying to do it all.
Crashies once again is trying to get another momentum clutch for NRG to close out the series if it can. Camera pings him. He doesn't care to remove the dart.
Nah, use it.
Now out the swing out from Cloud9.
Oh, and he used the ult, man.
Pushing this into overtime
on the attack. Well, that's a 3 away from his ult now. NRG have to eco one, I'm pretty sure. They've only got one more buy round to do this.
Everybody's swinging right now. It's not just one person. Everybody was on their W key as they hit this site. And I think we've seen that be a little disjointed for C9 on some of these takes. They're literally standing in the same spot again for this round.
Really would love the Fatal to combo with the
Breach. They are going to give the cam to Rooney again to play this smoke, which basically denies this line that Crashies wants to get on right away, right? Walks up, but he's not going to see much and has to wonder what's on the other side.
Like this though from NRG, trying something new.
The push
walking out towards
Victor
middle
is new for NRG. And there's a lot of support there just from the back from Ethan to fault line down through mid or tiles to deny a push on Victor.
And that bird actually got popped in front of the door. So that does get information if there's players pushing down towards middle.
Do they hear the door? Like if you close the door, you're not left middle.
For NRG, they fall back,
they should be pretty
door,
free to take this.
Especially with the lore buy that you have. You just want to let C9 walk
Spoonbot
into
to clear
your
middle, they
potential
smoke
stack.
as well.
And it's a gamble now to rotate more members towards this A site. Well, maybe a second guess now from Victor.
It's like Oxy wants to either play with Vanity
or
we're
doing that same split through middle.
Man, they
looks
really
like a really good call at the moment.
Out for him last time. But do they have the smokes for it again? It looks like a contact play.
Vanity does have it, but they exactly what you're calling.
Yeah.
Just trying to walk across, and NRG staying
Look at this gap they
on the
found.
control. And there's that timing.
Don't get much better than this. Yeah,
Ethan's
give me
still in the
Moose.
back of the spawn. There's 30 seconds left. Soon they'll realize now that the A side is open, and Moose is going to be the one lurking and trying to cut the rotates. Able to drop the first one now, and as his cage comes down, he'll be met up by both Finesse and
He
Saw.
played it so well. He played it so well. Okay, 7 chances to finish this, and now it's down to one last chance for NRG. No Fatal in sight for this one. Full buy. Breachel.
Here, especially with how
Ominal
dominant
and
again
NRG
has been. It feels like they are in control
Cypher or Omen?
until they're not. It sounds weird, but somehow the game is just flipping night and day in an instant. And C9 seems to have all the momentum now. This is going to be a tough one. It is a buy-in here from the side of NRG with some low armor, though, as we get into it. Rolling Thunder's there for denial. And see how they play this round as C9 stays on their own side to start it off again.
This is a crazy call. Again, NRG not forced to use a Rolling Thunder before, making sure that their economy is right.
Yeah.
But in the last round of regulation, an AWP comes out early for Vanity.
Yeah, I mean, he's just in that fingers waiting for a push again.
Been so good in rotating across the map with these pinches.
Not have mid control.
It seems
top
as though the
mid
call is
camera.
try to have him pick towards the B main.
NRG
might
really
allow here
heavy
C9 to
setup
move
now
through.
to punish over towards middle because they've been wrecked from it a couple of times. I
Smoke
like
out,
the
you
change of
actually
having the
see
trip here though. They
Toward
can't
A
leave this at one
just
point.
coming in right there from Rooney. That's going to make the NRG members at A think they might get a little bit of a play. It calls from the shadows in. Sam can deny that there's no members pushing. And
someone
you see the
gets
rotation
early A
coming in from B
info.
already.
They know this camera, so they heard it, right?
Is trying to move in here so he can get a plant and get Seekers. It's not planted under the staircase, it's planted safe. Maybe now for C9 to have to fight inside
And they're
the
gonna
site.
hold back a
First
site.
one then comes in for Finesse, who throws
I
out that
think
hat.
Vanity
Seekers
messed up
then
his
coming in
Omen
as well
flash
for
once
C9
again.
As they're battling towards the back of the B
See.
site. That's a 1-for-1. Big
Oh my god, was he not full blind? Dude, don't end it on the spam. Oh, they didn't plant stairs. Oh, they're wrecked. It's a hard spam.
Left alive. All these folks coming through again. It's not really planted for them. Finesse gets another pick. Only 2
Ace.
left alive here at Cloud9. And they're just spraying across the smoke. Finally, Victor commits onto the defuse. The double swing inside. A triple kill. And
God, bro, it's such a broken map, dude. Even with the bad plant where it's either sides and they have to spam.
NRG. I don't think anybody had this on the cards, but we got it. Let's see it again.
2v4 spam. They smoke themselves off. And they just spam either side. Oh my god, look at it. Oh, that was nice though from Vanity, man.
Forward pillar plant. Everything against C9, but they come out on top.
Holy hell. Okay, so 7 chances. 7 of them. All done.
We're going to OT. And we'll see what the buys are.
Man.
No operators come out.
Dude,
Everybody looking
that's
for the
so crazy.
full team play on this because
nothing mad with the buys.
Retake at this point with the power the sites are getting hit with.
And how close were they on the defuse, but
What?
let's hold that thought. Vanity first headshot to Victor.
Still cooking.
Yeah, and they wanted to try and do their fast punish of when they go over towards breaking the camera. They tried to disrespect the smoke and get annihilated by the early smoke trip.
And they have A main control right now.
And they
so
have a
this is
camera
an
that
easy
spots all the way over towards
figure
middle.
out for
It's
C9
the
that they can
Heretics
stay
camera.
here. Zeppa just has to watch mid for a little bit of a
Okay, I
peek.
think there was a timing
Yeah,
because
you're
obviously
right,
they
that
were
first
drawing over
blood is
towards
so
A main where
big
they
'cause it's
could have
Victor.
timed this,
Who's
so they're
gonna
just
dash
dogging
into
to clear
site
it
now?
and then he can just spam out with
Nobody.
camera.
So they're going to have to use this util extra careful and be on each other's shoulder. That much more for the side of NRG to get into the site.
Smokes came up towards middle. You saw the dog come down at the beginning as well. It inserted is definitely Oxy watching down towards the A ramp. So good back
God,
control.
man, look at this guy.
Allows Cloud9 once again to get another pick. And Vanity, over eager, tries to go for another peek. And yeah, she just gets punished by Som. Ethan now down to 10 HP through the smoke. Head shotted by the Phantom. Of Moose here on the top of the staircase.
Swing.
30
Oxy
seconds left.
on that flank.
Spike's
going to go down, but
If Ethan can get another kill, he gets his ult.
Such a crazy plan.
And
It's
they
not
might
for
have to.
anything.
Okay,
And
well.
Som's alone in the back lines. Traded out by Rooney. C9. with the defuse.
Now C9 have one chance as well.
At serious points.
There's no way.
Who and what is this team that has just awoken on the side of C9, especially from Vanity in these past few rounds? Are you kidding me? Able to start off with this, the early trip, not early trip, but the forward trip, allowing Vanity to get out even safer. One we haven't seen placed by Moose just yet on B main, but it did catch the side of NRG off guard, and they couldn't get back in. Vanity's ready to close out this game with
the
Cloud9.
coaches have a fresh timeout if they want it. There it is.
We'll have to wait another minute as NRG calls a timeout to try and calm things down.
I mean, you kind of have to at this point. What was it, a 12-7 scoreline that they had for NRG? All these rounds corralled back here by Cloud9, pushes into overtime, now takes the lead, and this timeout could be very important. Remember, in these moments, a couple of weeks ago when NRG had to play here on this map and played overtime, they did have Victor on a glass cannon op towards the B main. I don't know if it's going to be a call here that they want to utilize once more, especially with how Cloud9 once again have been looking for these extremity pressures at the beginning of these rounds on their attack side.
Great job getting the information that's just not allowing Finesse the movement they want anymore. I mean, think of how this is switched, right? The calls from Vanity that have gotten Cloud9 up through mid, behind NRG on so many of these rounds. It's kind of taking out the fact that C9 has to be in position to get these team fights on because they're finding the side of NRG players all the time, and that's an easy kill. One way to win it, just out stratting once you can't hit the shots, because NRG has been firing so strong today. Oxy still
8 rounds
on top,
in a row.
22, 21, 20 on that list. You can see everybody is fighting their hardest to keep this one alive on both teams, if you look at the scoreboard. But it is going to be game point for C9.
There's no op here for Victor, but they are definitely still looking for the control towards B main. Now the camera is set up. It's going to allow the players to rotate out.
Gonna find this trip over towards
walking
middle.
Instantly on top of middle. Rare move here, as we talked about the amount of times they've been working towards the extremities. Victor holding towards the spawn, but it's a 1-for-1.
This one was a little bit off this, right?
Looking to push back towards the Boba. TP coming out from Som to retreat back towards the B site. And Cloud9 are looking for this pinch.
Finesse has to do a lot here.
For both Finesse and
He's
Som
in a really rough spot.
As the others are rotating,
Because
trying to
Moose
find
could
flanks.
see him at one point
Everybody
there.
is isolated. There's that first lineup, but it's a 1-for-1. Sight up for grabs.
I'd say
for
done,
C9.
chat.
And this may be the final
I mean,
moments
someone
of
would have to
NRG.
do a madness.
It'd be a beautiful comeback here for C9. Remember, they're strewn about the map. NRG's going to have such a hard time trying to clear all these angles. A first shot from Moxie. Now, Rooney is low here. If Ethan and Crashies hit these shots, they're right in the spike.
And Crashies hit the trip. They know he's coming B main. He's all alone once again in another clutch attempt. Trip now broken. Camera is up. The first wall bang onto Rooney. Tap onto the spike. Last two players of Cloud9 back towards the market. Goes for that second tap. As the satchel comes up. The death split coming through.
Done.
Not enough time.
That is 9 rounds in a row. 9 rounds in a row. That's so devastating, bro. Well, I mean, they had their chances. That is, yeah. That'll boom you.
9 stun energy.
Oh, that's a
Coming
C9,
out
man.
on top, coming back from behind.